Good morning and happy Tuesday. We got to do our coffee. This is my new mug with all the wedding stuff on it. Where's the wedding? There's the wedding. Woo! So cute. Good morning, everybody. So did everybody have a great weekend? You can tell that I got some sun this weekend. It's the Tuesday after Memorial Day, and apparently the world all decided that we were all done social distancing, and we're out and we're partying, and so that's what everybody did. Well, and I sincerely hope that it all works out and there isn't any ramifications from that. So my message today, it's almost June, it's almost summertime, or is summertime, and you know, we're all ready to no longer be stuck in our homes. We're all ready to go see people. We're all ready to do everything. And it's going to create a greater appreciation, right? Just the ability to go hang out with people, the ability to go to a golf course, the ability to have a cookout. You know, when we can go to a baseball game and a football game and that type of thing, I mean, we're clearly going to remember it and appreciate it a lot more than we ever did. My message today on a Tuesday morning after Memorial Day is don't forget what's going on in the world and what you need to do with regards to your goals. So I heard over the weekend the old parable of the ant versus the grasshopper, and I thought it was fitting for today. And you guys have all heard this a million times, but the old adage is it's the summertime, and every day the ant would get up and he would do his job. He would gather food and he would work. And at the same time, the grasshopper was running around and having a great old time. The grasshopper kept looking at the ant going, "Why are you working so hard? It's summertime. Let's go have fun. Let's go play. Let's go hang out. Let's go skip through the field." And the ant said, "Well, yeah, it's summertime, but winter is coming and you need to be prepared, and I'm going to be prepared." And then the parable keeps going on. Well, eventually winter comes, and the ant is prepared with all the food and everything that he needs in order to survive the winter. But of course, the grasshopper is not, and the grasshopper perishes. Let's not forget what's going on out there and make sure that you stay focused on your goals. And remember, I made the distinction a long time ago about the science of achievement versus the art of fulfillment. Today, I'm talking about the science of achievement. The art of fulfillment now, I think the world as a whole is going to appreciate a lot more the little things. And I'm glad about that. I mean, just being able to go visit a loved one. You know, I've got relatives that I haven't seen in months. I haven't seen my daughter in one of the longest stretches ever because of this quarantine. And so just the ability to go do that, I think we're all going to hold that a lot closer and cherish that a lot more. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and more important than anything. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today, what I'm talking about is goals, and specifically your financial goals. We've got 40 million people out of work in the United States alone. Their unemployment's going to get extended, in my opinion, and so they're all going to hit the workforce when unemployment runs out. When? The end of January, the beginning of February. You don't be one of those people that has been sitting home for 6 months and then has to show up and try to find work in the middle of winter. That makes you the grasshopper. And that's what we don't want to be. So as this summer opens up, we've got to find ways in order to continue to move towards our goals in the areas of the economy that do open up. And I know that there's tons of areas of the economy that haven't, right? And they're not gonna. I mean, the restaurant business, anything related to the travel industry, anything related to tourism, I mean, good luck. Maybe something significant's going to happen in the next couple of months, but I think there's going to be a big chunk of this country that is not interested in going out, especially if you're over the age of 70. So we have to take and look at that in a different context, and you want to be the ant. Now, why did they use the ant in that parable? Why did they use a grasshopper and an ant? Well, because an ant absolutely, positively never gives up. If they run into a rock, first of all, they can lift a rock that's 10 times their body weight. If they can't lift the rock, then they immediately start going over the rock, around the rock, or tunneling underneath the rock. And by the way, while a certain number of ants start tunneling underneath the rock, another group of ants will actually start gnawing on the rock and trying to chew through it. You remember when I talked about the ultimate success formula in terms of accomplishing any goal? What did you do? Number one, you knew what you wanted, and you knew it with specificity. You knew this is what I wanted exactly. And I encourage you to write it down and look at it every morning. Number two, you took massive action and right away never left the site of the goal without taking some form of action. So the second part was to take massive action. Number three was to have sensory acuity. Are you getting closer to your goal or not? Stop and pay attention and look and see, are my actions taking me closer to my goal or are they taking me further away? And then the fourth thing was change your approach. We get stuck doing the same 2 or 3 things over and over again, and then when they don't work, we quit. You've got to try something different. You know, we talked about the famous examples. Walt Disney, 302 banks. Thomas Edison, 10,000 experiments before he discovered the light bulb. Keep trying something different. That's why they used an ant. Ants don't try the same thing. When they run into an impediment, they keep going and they keep trying something different and trying something different and trying something different. For how long? Until they get the result. The ant keeps going until the ant either dies or gets the result. And if the ant dies, then there's 200,000 other ants right behind them in order to do the job. So the ant keeps going. That is why they used that example in that parable. So we need to think about being the ants this summer. We need to think about focusing on our goals and not focusing on the party, because there's more of a winter coming. Now, of course, I'm not saying don't go see your family and enjoy yourself. Of course, go see your family and enjoy yourself. But this summer, we're not going to feel the brunt of what has happened until later on. It's going to come later. It's going to come after the election. That's when it's going to come. I wanted to point one other thing out to you, too. So the top number is $1 million. The second number is $1 billion. The third number, that's $1 trillion. I dare you to write it down. It took me several times of looking at it to see if it was right. And I think it's right. I should have called my mother. I think it's right. That's $1 trillion. 6 of those, $6 trillion more exists in our economy than existed on March 15th. The United States Treasury has put $6 trillion more money into the economy in a couple of months. And by the way, do you know how they do it when they do it? They don't print the money. They just literally hit a button on a computer and they now have $1 trillion more dollars. And then they either give the money out or they buy debt with the money. They're buying debt of corporations, or they go hand the money out. So there's $6 trillion more than there already was out there floating around in United States dollars. Think about that. Literally an additional ocean of money. That's, I believe that's around $18,000 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. 320 million people in the United States. Now, they told me there would be no math in law school, which is why I went there. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's right. So as the summer goes on, I strongly encourage you, enjoy your time back seeing your friends and your family. We are social creatures, and we need to interact socially, and we need to interact physically. And people are going to do that, and I'm glad that we are going to. But make no mistake, there's 40 million people out of work, and there's trillions of dollars that have been pumped into the economy. Focus on your goals, and don't forget to every day reload those into your brain. Remember, your brain deletes all kinds of stuff in order to protect you every day. So you need to load it with positive stuff every morning. That was part of why we started this process several months ago. Part of that needs to be, what are your goals, And today I'm talking about the science of achievement. It needs to be what your goals are going to be financially. This summer, we need to all be the ants and prepare for the winter that is coming. Go gather the things that you need to gather in order to take care of yourself and take care of your family. And there's so much money out there that if you're one of those people that's lost your job, I'm sorry. If you're one of those people that's been in the service industry or you're in the travel industry, I'm sorry, you've been hit incredibly hard. But you've got to change your focus and look at the fact that there's literally an additional ocean of money that's been put out there. So there's tons of money. You got to figure out how to create value for other people. That's how you become wealthy, by the way. Want to figure out how to become wealthy? Find an area that's not being fulfilled. Find a need that's not being fulfilled and fulfill it at the greatest level. Over-deliver value, and then you will become wealthy. That's how it works. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a longer talk about money. That might not be a bad idea. So on this Tuesday morning, I wanted to give you a bit of an encouragement and I guess a little bit of a warning saying we got to go to work. That's exactly what needs to happen through this summer. Enjoy ourselves, spend time with our family, but we need to be the ants and we need to go to work. We're going to get through this, everybody. Let's all take care of each other. Thanks for watching.